Hello everyone and welcome to episode 18 of 9 in 9 with Coventry City. We haven't got a game to talk about today. We have got a very big decision to make. The must respond button is in the top right hand corner of your screen, so we'll deal with that in a second. But we will take a look at the results we've had since we were last together. First of all, don't forget, if you enjoyed this content, to please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to click that notification bell to know when a new video goes up on the channel. And also don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Let's have a look at those results since we've last been together. So it's worth pointing out we were supposed to be taking on Crystal Palace, but it's been moved again for international break purposes. You can see it there. It's just after the Portsmouth game. Following the win over Southampton, though, we lost at home to Wigan 3-1. They absolutely tore us apart. MacLeod with the only goal for us. Matthew Craig, Robbie Gotts and Alex Gilbert with the goals for Wigan. We did take our frustration out, though, on managerless Queen's Park Rangers. John Eustace is in temporary charge of them at the moment. Lyndon Dykes gave them an early goal with the penalty, but then we ran riot. A hat-trick for Matt Godden. Luke Freeman with a goal. Dane Scarlett with another goal as well, as it finished 5-1. But we came back to earth with a bump against Cardiff City. Jack Clark with the only goal of the game in that one. And last time out, we came from behind to draw 2-2 with Huddersfield. Aaron Rowe and Alex Valenko with the goals for Huddersfield. Dane Scarlett and Jordan Shipley with the reply for us. So here's what we've got to respond to. Obviously, in the last episode, we applied for both of these jobs, the Queen's Park Rangers one and the Southampton one. We did the interview. We have been offered both jobs, and they are both very different. Queen's Park Rangers, small transfer budget, small wage budget, keeping Les Ferdinand in place as the director of football. Don't worry about what I'm being paid. That's immaterial. End of the current season, avoiding relegation. Fourth round of the FA Cup, the EFL Cup was already gone past round 3 at this point. Work within a wage budget, sign players to sell for a profit. Okay, not too much there. Club culture, signing players under 23 for the first team. Obviously, that's not really my job. That's down to old Les, isn't it? But the Southampton job is a very different prospect. So our transfer budget, £62 million. A wage budget of £1.3 million. Obviously, they've just come down from the Premier League. You know, they're going to have a better squad than QPR have, who have been at this level for some time. Acceptable competition performance. Obviously, Hansi Flick wasn't doing the job as their manager before that. Keeping the director of football in place, I didn't really want to change him. Different club culture, though. Developing players using the club's academy. Playing attacking football, playing entertaining football. The ongoing plan, work within a wage budget, sell players for a profit, and a minimum 3-year contract for first-team players. So I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. Let's have a look at the league table, though, and compare where we all are. So after those results we've had since we were last together, Coventry currently sit 11th. 6 points off the playoffs. 6 wins, 4 draws, and 5 defeats in the season. It's been a patchy record, but it's an okay record for a side just promoted. Southampton have had an upward turn since getting rid of Hansi Flick, so they're on to 17 points now, and are doing much better than what they were. QPR, obviously, we beat them 5-1, so they are currently sitting just above the bottom 3. So, do I stay? Do I go to Southampton or do I go to QPR? I think you know what I'm going to do, but I thought we'd talk about it. Let's do it. So here we are with the Southampton job. 2-year contract from now until June 2025. Top division wage rise of 15%. Relegation wage drop of 35%. That will hurt if that happens. So we are going to finalise that deal. There we go. We are the new Southampton manager. And we've had a transition in the colours already. I arrived with a record of 79 wins, 20 draws and 24 defeats in my career. Wow. 2 league titles, obviously, yeah. First game in charge against Bristol City on the 25th of November. But obviously there is pressure for immediate success with this job. I've brought Andy Crosby with me. I've brought Jonathan Woodgate and Dean Whitehead with me. They were 3 members of staff that I was interested in bringing on. Let's take a look at Southampton, shall we? So I have set myself a bit of a task. Currently 18th in the table, but I have set the ambition to reach the playoffs. Obviously, that is the bare minimum we need to do. If we're going to get promoted, we've got to make the playoffs, right? Obviously, it's November. We've got 6 months to get to the playoffs. It's not an insurmountable task at all. Let's have a look at what we're going to do tactics-wise. So what I'm thinking tactically, I'm thinking going back to 5 at the back. It worked pretty well in the Championship last time we were here with West Brom, and Southampton do have a lot of defensive options to play it. They've got some good wing backs to do it as well. James Ward-Prowse, thankfully, is still here. We'll take a look at him in a second. And 2 strikers up front. So, yeah, they're not familiar with it, but we can kind of work that in. We've got 13 days until we play Bristol City, so we've got plenty of time to work with the players on the new system. But that's kind of what I'm thinking to start with. We may go back to 4-2-3-1 if it doesn't work, but yeah, we're going to go back to 5 at the back. So here is the squad we have to deal with. And we've kind of gone from feast to famine in terms of the size of it. Obviously, the Coventry squad was huge. This one isn't. They have lost a few players from the drop down from the Premier League into the Championship, but James Ward-Prowse is still here. Olel Romeu is still here. Kyle Walker-Peters, Tino Livramento, Eric Dier's come in the summer. Nico Williams, Craig Dawson is here. Rob Holding, Fraser Forster's still here. Adam Armstrong is here for the time being. He is off to Bournemouth in January, so a striker will definitely be on our shopping list. But they've got the likes of Quincy Promise, Daniel Potence, Stuart Armstrong, Will Smallbone is still with the club, and Sean Longstaff as well. So there's lots and lots of quality within the squad. Let's take a look at some of them, shall we? And I've got to mention JWP, because James Ward-Prowse is an amazing footballer. Amazing. He wants to leave because we've been relegated. We'll have a chat with him. We'll talk him out of that. He is the heartbeat of this side, though. Anything good that goes through them comes through him. So, delighted he's still here. It was a little bit of a deal breaker had he not been, I think, because he is certainly a player that I have wanted to work with on Football Manager for a very long time, and I'm glad I'll now get to do it. We should look at Adam Armstrong as well. He's moving to Bournemouth for 21.5 million plus, so they've got some add-ons in with that. Obviously a very good Championship forward. Disappointed he's going, frankly, but while he's here we can use him. Obviously he's here for another month and a half and he will be used. But as I say, on the shopping list in January is definitely going to be a new striker. And my kind of thinking for the 5 at the back system has Eric Dier very much in mind. Obviously, former Tottenham player, so I know him pretty well. Another kind of reason why we came to Southampton. 29 years of age. Still, I think, on the periphery of the England squad. Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Eric. It's been a long time since I've managed Tottenham. Yeah, come on, Eric, let's do it. One of the very bright prospects that Southampton do have is Tino Livramento. To cause some damage. Pace of 16, acceleration of 17. The boy is lightning. So it's a no-brainer to play that system, really. Another interesting player to take a look at is Daniel Potence, joining from Wolves last summer. Obviously dropping down a division to come to Southampton. So, you know, he must really want to be here. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, to be honest. Looking at the physical attributes alone, he's going to be very good down the wings for us. That's why we're kind of going to try and play potentially the 2 wingers. Might end up just being a striker up top. We'll have a look. We'll have a proper look at it. Obviously, first day in the job, I've got to talk to the players. I've got to get to know them. I've got to get to see what they can do. Not played that much in the Championship this season, which is a bit of a head-scratcher as to why they bought him. You're not going to play him. I don't understand. But, obviously, Hansi Flick is no longer the man in charge of this team. It's all down to me now. And one last player to have a look at is Will Smallbone, another player that has come through the club's academy. We'll take a look at the academy in a second and see what other prospects there are coming through. Good player, central midfield player, has the potential to be a 3-star. He's not going to set the world alight. I don't think that's what he's here for. He's a very much a workman-like player to get the ball and give it to someone who can do something with it. and hopefully he can. One more player to mention. This is the last one, I promise. Quincy Promise. Obviously, he scored the goal when we beat Southampton earlier in the season, and I think a lot will be resting on him at this point in time. 5 goals in the Championship. Obviously, they're down the bottom of the table. He could be scoring more goals. I think with the system we're going to play, that might allow him to do that a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. There are a few prospects coming through in the academy as well. One player that will not be in the academy for much longer is Alex McCarthy. He will be moving up back into the first team squad. He's an experienced goalkeeper. I like having the choice between 3 goalkeepers as well. So, yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. Jack Volkins is another one that's coming through and looks like he's going to be fairly decent. Thierry Small has been here for a little while and again has the potential to be really good. So we might take a look at him in the first team squad as well. Caleb Watts is another one that looks fairly decent. Diamond Edwards, what a name that is. Could be another one, as could Ryan Finnegan. They do have a very good academy, Southampton, and believe me, we're going to use it. And I'm really hoping we can keep the momentum going. Since Hansi Flick has lost his job, Southampton have won 4 out of 5. It just goes to show it is all about the manager at the end of the day. So I'm hoping we can build on that. Obviously, I've been keeping an eye on them, seeing what they're doing, and it made it a no-brainer, really, once we beat QPR 5-1. Obviously, I know there are only 3 places different between QPR and Southampton at this point, and hopefully there's going to be a very big gulf come the end of the season. So what we are going to do, we are going to take those 13 days, we're going to use them to the best of our ability to get to know the players, get to know what formation we're going to kind of start with, and we will come back for that game with Bristol City. My first game in charge of Southampton as a new era begins. And we will see how we get on with Bristol City next time around. Yes, I'm sad to leave Coventry City, but I think Southampton have got a better chance of reaching the playoffs and reaching the Premier League once again, and thus securing our 3rd promotion out of 9. We're kind of at that critical point now where we are still looking for bankers to get us there, and hopefully Southampton will do that. There is a long way to go in the season. Obviously, losing Adam Armstrong in January is going to be a bit of a sticking point, but we will get a new striker in and we will be fine. I am looking forward to it. Let's go Saints. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's video, to please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say on today's video. And I will see you for Bristol City next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.